Hello, my sister. My name is Cathy Morenzie, and I'm the president and founder of a company called Healthy by Design, which is a company that helps women release weight permanently by providing some very practical and simple truth and adding on a spiritual perspective. I've had the privilege of being a personal trainer for almost 30 years, and I find this industry confusing. And so part of my mission or my mandate is to help ease some of the confusion and the craziness of all the different gimmicks and gadgets out there. And today I want to talk about one of the confusing aspects in the health, wellness, weight release industry, and that's around the topic of eating after 7 o'clock. Should you eat after 7? Shouldn't you? Maybe you believe that you should not eat anything after 7, or some people think it's absolutely ridiculous. Well, I'm going to shed some light on it. I'm going to share my perspective. First of all, in our programs, we actually encourage women to not eat after 7 o'clock. But here's the reason why. If you're trying to release weight, there's some area where you're going to have to cut back. So that's one suggestion is 7 o'clock. It might be by cutting back sugar. It might be by exercising more. There's a number of different areas where you need to cut back and learn discipline. So from that perspective, it absolutely makes sense if you want to put in some kind of boundaries on your eating. Okay, so having said that, now let's look at the actual practicality of not eating after 7. So first of all, understand this principle is not for the person who works until 6:45 and gets in the door at 7. They're saying, oh my goodness, at 7 o'clock I can't eat. So this principle does not apply to you at all. You need to go ahead and eat. Okay, so this principle applies to those of you who've had your dinner at 6, or maybe you finished your dinner at 7. So the real question is, should you eat later on before bedtime? And so that's really what the principle of no eating after 7 means. It's once you've had your dinner, that time between dinner and when you go to bed, should you eat something else? And so here is my little acid test for determining whether you should eat or not. And so the first very obvious, even though it's not so obvious because we often don't take the time to think about it, is, are you really hungry? And the thing is, a lot of us don't even take the time to ask ourselves. Our automatic reaction is just to eat, right? You just grab something. And so the first question is, are you really hungry? And so you check and you're like, I'm not sure if I am. So here's a way to test, okay? And it's called the apple test. And so when it's 9 o'clock, you're about to sit down, you've had dinner, you're about to watch a movie, you're about to grab that, whatever it is, that junk food that you're going to have, ask yourself, would I eat an apple? Or would I eat some vegetables? And your response would be, yeah, I'm hungry, I'm going to eat an apple. Or no, an apple is not going to satisfy me at all. So if you're saying no, an apple is not going to satisfy you, then you know it's not physical hunger, and then you probably should not eat. Okay, so there's the first test. So the second test, it's not physical hunger. What is it then? So the first one is physical hunger. The second one is, do you do it out of habit? So we've got 3 H's coming. Wait for the third one. Hunger, habit. Now, if you just have a habit of coming home, you plop yourself on the couch, maybe grab a glass of wine, grab some chips and say, I deserve this. I've had a hard day of work. That is not a good reason to eat after 7 o'clock for late night eating. So late night eating should never be out of habit. Always ask yourself, what is your body craving? Okay? Chances are your body would not be craving that unless it's developed a habit. So sit down, eat a proper dinner, and chances are you have to learn how to break that habit. Maybe by putting in other things that will satisfy you at night instead of the I deserve it meal. Okay? So to help combat that habit, look at putting in some other more productive habits that you can use to replace it. The last H is for a whole. And this is when we want something to eat. We're not sure what we want. We have a feeling, and it's this hunger, it's this hankering, it's this I need something. And I call that a hole, and I call that emotional hunger. And here's the thing, ladies, only God can satisfy that emotional hunger that you have. There is no food that's tasty enough. There's no food that's satisfying enough that can fill that hole that you have. And oftentimes that what food is for us is it's numbing a pain, or it's trying to fill a hole that only God can fill. So the next time it's late at night, you're feeling like you need something, check. Is it physical hunger? Take the apple test. Is it habit? Look to replace it with something more productive. And if it's a hole, then that's the time to shut off the TV, spend some time with God and say, Lord, I have this hunger and I need you to fill it. All right, I hope that helps you. My goal again is to make sense in this crazy world of weight release and add a spiritual perspective to it. So tune in next time. If you like what I have to say, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want to learn more about weight loss God's way, a biblical approach to losing weight permanently, sign up for our free 21-day challenge below. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.